Yo, so what is up everybody on YouTube? We are back today with a brand new video. And for today's video, we are going to be doing a new career re-simulation of a guy that's very long overdue. That is debatably the GOAT of the NBA, Michael Jordan. Obviously, you could say LeBron or Jordan, and either one definitely deems you respect, both being amazing players. But as you can see, Michael Jordan at an 83 overall, age 20, coming right out of UNC. And we did put him on the Bulls just for the respect. He can leave after his contract's up, but I do want to put him there and see if he'll actually stay with the Bulls like he did in real life. Obviously, up until that little last stint with the Wizards. And if you want to watch more of these career re-simulations, I will put the playlist up above. In year one, Giannis Antetokounmpo does get MVP, averaging 24.7 points per game and over 13 rebounds per game. Obviously, most of these sims, you are going to be catching Giannis as MVP. Rookie of the Year does go to Michael Jordan, which definitely does mean something because he was battling beside two great rookies in Ja and Zion. And Jordan also made the All-NBA third team and the All-Defensive second team, although it was not enough to bring this team to the playoffs. As you can see, 85 overall Jordan did have a very good season, averaging 22.3 points per game. We just went right to the finals just to kind of show you guys who's in it, because I know you guys like to see these sometimes. Bucks versus the Clippers in year one, and Kawhi Leonard gets back-to-back finals MVP, obviously going from the Raptors to the Clippers. In year two, we have Michael Jordan here at an 88 overall, already starting to build up his accolades, and the second highest player on the team obviously being Zach LaVine, who was probably a little negatively impacted by Jordan playing that shooting guard position, but as you can see, we did add LaMelo Ball in the draft, considering we did really bad last season, so we had a good draft pick. We definitely like to see it. He should help out a lot. Back-to-back regular season MVPs. For Giannis Antetokounmpo, no real surprise there yet again. Check out these All-NBA teams, see maybe if Jordan made one. He did make the All-NBA third team, as well as the All-Defensive first team. And in year two, we did actually end up sneaking in the playoffs as the number 8 seed in the East, so we will take that. Jordan, 25.8 points per game. His steal numbers are actually very high with 2.3 steals per game as well, warranting him being on that all-defensive first team already. This is what the rotations are looking like. Kobe White, unfortunately, is having to take the backseat because we have LaMelo now, who is our starting point guard. We're up against this very tough Heat team, and they do knock us out 4-1 in the first round, which is tragic. They are the normal Heat team that they already have, but on top of that, they brought in Anthony Davis, so that makes that team super scary. Luka versus Giannis in the finals, and Giannis comes out on top with a clean sweep 4-0. Moving into year 3 of the sim, let's check out what everything's looking like. Jordan in year 3 all the way up to a 92 overall already, and everybody else on our team just kind of chilling in the mid-80s. We did add Kevin Love, so that's interesting. We have LaMelo and Kobe White coming off the bench. That's kind of weird. Giannis MVP, third back-to-back season. Let's see if Jordan made anything this year. Jordan, yet again, All-NBA third team, and did he make the All-Defensive first team? He did, so that is amazing. Look at these standings. We, yet again, slip in there as the 8th seed, so better than nothing. Jordan averaging 22.7 points per game, and we made a move to get Kawhi Leonard, apparently. Definitely interesting because Kawhi Leonard did just win a championship with the Clippers, so we're going to see how this turns out, as yet again we're up against that stacked Miami Heat team in the first round, and even Kawhi Leonard was not enough to help us move on to the second round and beat that team. So that's crazy. And I very much wouldn't be surprised if this Heat team actually goes on to win the finals, because this team is absolutely stacked if I'm being 100% honest. Great game there from LaMelo, great game there from Kawhi, and Jordan didn't do really all that much, honestly. Finals, Suns versus the Heat, and we actually see the Heat win in a clean sweep in the finals, 4-0 over the Phoenix Suns. The year's 2022 now, and we're in year 4 of Michael Jordan's career. And let's kind of see what everything's going on in year 4. So year 4, he's all the way up to a 94 5 overall. Kind of want to see what these rotations are looking like. I saw LaMelo starting to get up there in overall as well. LaMelo, yep, 86 overall. We have a pretty trash small forward playing. But we have Lauri Markkanen still and Wendell Carter. Yet another MVP season for Giannis. Absolute glitch, man. Although in brighter news, we did have Jordan make the All-NBA first team in year 4. Wow, we do not make playoffs though, as we do come in as the 9th seed right behind the Toronto Raptors, just not making the playoffs. 96 overall, Jordan now averaging 27.6 points per game. Just kind of went through that real quick with the simulation. Hawks versus Timberwolves finals. That would definitely be interesting to see in real life, as the Hawks end up taking it with Trae Young getting finals MVP. Moving into year 5 of the sim, LaMelo Ball up to a 90 overall. Where is Jordan? Where is Michael Jordan? That's what the real question is. I guess his first contract was up, and sometimes you have to sim in like a week for guys to get signed. I'm not really sure what that is, but let's do it again. Let's check where Jordan has gone. So 99 overall, Jordan has went to the Memphis Grizzlies. This should be interesting. Him alongside Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. That should be an interesting little trio to watch on this season. 96 overall, Ja Morant. 99 overall, Michael Jordan. So let's see what happens this season, honestly. Luka Doncic gets MVP, a nice little refreshing person that's not Giannis. He did average a triple-double in the season, so he probably did deserve it. As, let's see these All-NBA teams. All-NBA second team appearance for Jordan and All-Defensive first team. We do finish as the number 1 seed, actually, with this Grizzlies team. Jordan being the second highest scorer on the team with 24.2 points per game. First round matchup up against this OKC Thunder squad, and we find ourselves up 3-2-0 to start off the series. And we actually do knock them out in 5 4-1. Ja Morant dropping a 35 bomb right there. Jordan having a solid game. Colin Gillespie, actually, their leading scorer for the Thunder, who is currently on the Villanova Wildcats. Second round, we do get rattled, unfortunately, by this Timberwolves team. They did just make it to the finals last year, so Bucks versus the Mavericks in the finals. This would definitely be a fun one to watch in real life, as the Bucks do take it yet again from them, 4-2. Is Jordan with the Grizzlies still in year 6? That is a good question. So let's check where Jordan is. No, he is still a free agent, so we're going to have to sim in about 1 week to see where he actually ends up going, who picks him up. So let's check this out. I'm definitely interested to see, because there's a lot of teams Jordan could go to and make them an absolute championship team just pretty much off the rip. So he has gone to the Toronto Raptors. Let's see what this Toronto Raptors squad is actually looking like, because Jordan might have just found himself a championship squad. So it's just Jordan, Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, who's actually an 88 overall, Terrence Davis, 85. So honestly, not that crazy of a team, if I'm going to be honest. You can see all those accolades. But not that crazy of a team, but they do have a lot of depth like they always do. And we get a 4.5-star system proficiency. Luka gets MVP again with a triple-double season. Let's check out some of this other stuff. So Bronny is starting to make his way in the league. I saw him on one of the All-NBA teams. Toronto Raptors, number 1 seed in the East with 58 wins with this addition of Michael Jordan, averaging 27.5 points per game, almost 3 steals a game. He is getting it done. First round of the playoffs, we are up against this Pacers team. I definitely think we're going to beat this team. I don't think that they really have what it takes to play with us, honestly. As we find ourselves up 3-0, they get a game 3-1, and we knock them out in 5. Michael Jordan, 34 points in that game. Huge game. Second round of the playoffs, we got ourselves a matchup up against the Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Never a team you want to run into in the playoffs, but thankfully this time we do rout them in 5. A great game there from Michael Jordan, dropping a 38-piece on Giannis's head. Moving into the Eastern Conference Finals, we're up against Philly, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. What do you got here? And we also beat them 4-1. That's a common thing going on in this sim so far. Championship here. We got ourselves a matchup up against Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans. As we find ourselves up 3-1, so we are going to hop into Simcast and see how this plays out, and we are going to be winning it all. 141-105, an absolute blowout in Game 5. And Jordan gets to start his legacy getting his very first ring of this sim. Let's see if he can replicate what he did in real life and maybe even go back-to-back next year. This is huge. I'm definitely interested to see kind of how the stats played out and who ends up getting Finals MVP. Obviously, all of my guesses would be towards Michael Jordan, but you never know with these sims. So let's check it all out right here. I like to see some of the pictures definitely at the end. You see Michael Jordan getting some contested little layup action in. But, so let's see what we got here. You got Jordan up there with the boys, Fred VanVleet. Michael Jordan dropped 43 points in that victory, and he is going to be our Finals MVP, averaging 32.4 points per game throughout those Finals games, so that is huge. Moving into Year 7, Jordan actually decided to leave. Jordan got a championship with the Raptors and immediately left. Okay? He decided to go to the Brooklyn Nets. I'm not sure about this move, honestly, but we're going to see what happens. Not the most talented team, but they have some pieces, I suppose. So we're going to see what happens. Let's check out these standings. Wow, 33 wins. So we go from a championship team that just wiped everyone in the playoffs to a 33-win team. Jordan averaging 26 points per game throughout the season. And I guess we'll just fly right into Year 8 because that was disappointing. Another MVP season for Luka Doncic, and we do slip into playoffs this year as the number 8 seed. Jordan, 23.4 points per game, 2.7 steals per game. And you know it's an issue when Noah Vonleh is your third highest scorer on the team. You don't want Noah Vonleh as your third star on the team. And when I rebuild rotation here, it actually takes Noah Vonleh completely out of it, which is kind of funny. The Pistons team we're up against in the first round here, they are not a joke because they do have James Wiseman. And whenever a team has James Wiseman, they're always an absolute powerhouse. So we're down 3-1, and we actually do get routed 4-1 in the first round of the playoffs. Obviously, we were the 8th seed, and they were the first, and they were the 1 seed, so can't really expect too much, but it is what it is. We'll just be moving on to the next year of this sim. Oh, they had Kyrie, too. I didn't even notice that. That's kind of interesting. Although I am interested to see what this finals is going to look like now, so let's take a look at this and kind of see what is actually going on in the finals. We get a Zion versus Giannis finals, Bucks versus Pelicans. Now, I do think the Pelicans will win this because they do have a much better all-around squad than the Bucks do at this point. But, yeah, they do win 4-2. Zion, I'm assuming, gets MVP. Yep. So we move into the big Year 9 of Jordan's career. So he is only 29 years old. Jordan obviously had a lot more gas in the tank in real life, and he could still definitely win some championships here. 28.1 points per game for Luka Doncic. LeBron James Jr. on the All-NBA second team, so that younger generation started to come up. Cade Cunningham, LeBron James Jr., a.k.a. Bronny, because some people get mad when I call him LeBron James Jr. I get it. 19.4 points per game for Michael Jordan on the season. And did we make the playoffs? We did make playoffs. So that's going to be nice, actually, hopefully making a little run this year. So let's see what we got. Who's our first round matchup going to be? We're up against the Washington Wizards. Cade Cunningham, Bradley Beal, Rui Hachimura, Big O, Mo Wagner, and that's a pretty solid squad, but I do think that our team is better. They are going to push it to 7 with us, so we're going to see what happens. Simcast, as always, let's see what's popping. So we're going to hop into the Simcast right here and see live what is going to happen score-wise. And unfortunately, they do have a little bit of a lead on us. We start to take it back, and we do end up winning 122-97. Moving on to the second round of the playoffs, like I thought we would, obviously. Definitely interested to see our second round matchup. And unfortunately, it is this Pistons team. We're always running into this team, and they most of the time do beat us, so we'll see what happens this season. We are up 2-1. It's all tied up at 2. They get a game, and they get another game. 4-2, we do take that L. That's tragic. The Pistons, by the way, do go on to win that finals with James Wiseman getting finals MVP. Moving into year 10 of the sim, Michael Jordan at a 99 overall. Our team, besides him, we don't really have a second, quote-unquote star. He doesn't have a Pippen. He doesn't have, LeBron had D, Wade, and Bosh. He doesn't have Scottie Pippen to go alongside him. He's just going solo dolo here, pretty much, in all honesty. He does have 1 year left on this contract, so hopefully if it does go bad, he does decide to leave. Giannis Antetokounmpo gets finals MVP yet again, getting back in there. Defensive Player of the Year does go to Michael Jordan, and we miss playoffs with 34 wins. Jeez. I mean, hopefully Jordan decides to leave after this season, in all honesty, because things have just not been going great here at all. Bulls versus the Thunder in the finals. Obviously, we did leave the Bulls, and they do go on to win the finals, ironically, with LaMelo Ball getting himself a finals MVP. Moving into big year 11 in the sim. Second highest overall on the team now in 88, and Michael Jordan did obviously decide to re-up with the Brooklyn Nets. I don't know if it's his personal kind of journey here that he wants to get this team a chip or what, but we will be seeing. Mikey Williams gets actually an MVP season with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Defensive Player of the Year yet again goes to Michael Jordan himself, averaging 27.3 points per game and 2.4 steals per game as well. Second seed in the Eastern Conference, so we will take that. Definitely a big step up from where we were. Jordan had a great season. It looks like some of our secondary guys, those 87, 88, 89 overall guys, are starting to get a little bit better and average more and more points. Let's see. We're up against this Pistons squad yet again with James Wiseman in the first round. Never a matchup I like to see. Like I said, they always are going to give us a little bit of trouble. We're going to Game 7 with them, and we will hop in the Simcast. Hopefully we can pull it out. It's going to be a tough fought series for sure. So let's see. As they do have a little bit of a lead on us, going back and forth a little bit, we start to take the upper hand, and it's going to be a close one, as we end up actually beating them 129-118. Big game there from James Wiseman, big game there from Jordan. Second round, we are going to be up against the Chicago Bulls, our old team. LaMelo Ball is pretty much their guy now, so it's going to be LaMelo versus Jordan here as we find ourselves down 3-1, and we get routed 4-1. Not great look there. Jordan only dropping 14, and we couldn't get it done. So moving into the next year of this sim, Jordan still with the Nets. 4 more years left on his contract here. So in year 12, hopefully we can have some magic happen and maybe not run into that Pistons squad. Richie Bass? I don't know. He got MVP. We do get the first seed in the Eastern Conference, surprisingly. So we will take that. Michael Jordan, 25.1 points per game. So very good season yet again. Obviously leading the team in scoring. And who's our first round matchup? The Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis Antetokounmpo. They are the 8th seed. Not a team you want to see as your first round matchup, especially as the number 1 seed. Unfortunately, it is going to go to Game 7, so we're going to have to see what we can do here, as we are going to be doing Simcast on this one. So let's see, hopefully we can beat them and move into the second round, and it's looking like we should so far, as we kind of are flooding them a little bit. 136-119. Second round matchup here, up against Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Let's see what we can do here. It's all tied up 2-2. We get a game 3-2. And let's pray we do win 4-2. Great game there from Kobe White, who has rejoined us, and Jordan as well. Eastern Conference Finals up against the Detroit Pistons, a team that always gives us some trouble. They do get the lead 3-2, and yet again, they knock us out 4-2. They're up against this Suns squad in the finals here. Suns squad, Devin Booker, Evan Mobley, DeAndre Ayton. Not a bad team whatsoever. And we're going to see how this actually plays out as the Pistons pretty much annihilate them in 5. James Wiseman getting yet another Finals MVP. Moving on to year 13. Still with the Nets. Jordan, we need some type of magic here right now. We need to start getting you some more rings. You got that one with the Raptors, but then you dipped out on them. So we're going to need something crazy this season, boy. We don't really have anyone too, critical. We have that small forward at a 90. We have an 88 overall, but we don't have, a second star to go with us. We finish as the 3rd or 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, 25.9 points per game. And for the first time in It Feels Forever, we have another player averaging over 20 a game, with our small forward putting up 21.4 points per game. First round matchup, we find ourselves up against the Washington Wizards yet again. Big O, Miles Turner, and Cade Cunningham. But unfortunately, they are up on us 3-1, and it's looking like we're going to get upset here. As it goes to Game 7, we do come back. So let's see. We're going to hop into Simcast and see if we can pull this out. Game 7, let's see. They do have the upper hand most of this game, and unfortunately, we do end up choking 103-96, losing in Game 7. Pacers versus the Chicago Bulls in the finals, and we're going to see what ends up happening as the Chicago Bulls look like they're going to be getting yet another MVP for LaMelo Ball, finals MVP, and another championship. Jordan definitely regretting leaving the Bulls right about now. Year 14 of the sim, Jordan, 99 overall. Jay Walker, that small forward we had, 90 overall. Cade Cunningham, MVP, Jordan Defensive Player of the Year. Look at the standings real quick. 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference, obviously behind the Bulls and the Pistons. Jordan doing his thing, and yet again, Jarris Walker has over 20 points per game, so he is lightening that load. Isaiah Todd obviously contributing as well with that 18.4, but what we did just notice is Bam Adebayo is on this team now, a 95 overall center. This could be exactly what we need. That second star to take us a little further. I'm going to look into the transaction history because I have no idea how we got here, but let's check out the Brooklyn Nets right here. Definitely interested to see how we got them and all that. So, January 23rd, Bam Adebayo got traded for Tayshaun Bridges and Omari Spellman. We will take that. So we kind of got rid of one of those, that kind of stockpile of twos and, two guards and small forwards that we had. And we brought in an elite center who is still a 95 overall. So I'm very happy about that trade, to say the least. First round matchup up against Trae Young and the Hawks. They never stood a chance. 4-0, we do knock them out. And this is going to be the big test right here. Our second round matchup is going to be up against that Detroit Pistons team that has given us so much trouble over the years. Can our addition of Bam Adebayo finally get us past James Wiseman and the Detroit Pistons? Let's see. We get ourselves up 2-1, 3-1, and what is going to happen? They get a game. Let's not make this go to 7, as we do finally knock them out in 6. Huge game right there. But yet again, we're getting tested again. LaMelo Ball and Bronny and Zaire Williams, all on this Bulls team. They're looking for revenge on us for leaving, but we do find ourselves up 3-1, and we knock them out as well in 5 games. Huge game there from Jordan. Moving into the finals, up against Jaren Jackson and Mikey Williams. Let's see what happens. Find ourselves up 3-0, and of course we are going to hop into Simcast for this and see how this game plays out. So, we'll rout them right here. Maybe it'll be a 4-0 sweep. Let's see. As it's could go either way, and unfortunately we do end up kind of choking and letting that little lead that they have get outrageous. But we do move into Game 5 here, and in Game 5, as you can see, 144-129 with seconds left. So your Brooklyn Nets are finally going to be getting a championship. Michael Jordan has finally brought the city a championship. He's been loyal. He's stayed here through all the tough times. They added Bam Adebayo, and that is the piece that they needed throughout this whole time, a second star to be alongside Jordan. Of course, Jordan is super excited to go do it on his own and kind of carry this team. They get Bam Adebayo, but he stayed true to this team throughout it all. Jordan right there dropping a 28 bomb. Nets obviously winning, and Jordan getting finals MVP. Year 15 of the sim, coming off a championship. Did he leave again like he did with the Raptors? No, he did not. He is now down to a 98 overall as he is 34 years old. So he is going to start hitting that regression wall. So at least he did get another one before he starts regressing. Jalen Johnson, MVP, not Rookie of the Year. And wow, talk about a fall off. We go from winning the championship to having a 41-win season. Let's see these stats. So Jordan, 23.9 points per game. Bam Adebayo really kind of dropped off this season, honestly. So he's starting to hit his regression as well. Pistons versus the Kings in the finals. So let's see if that James Wiseman squad is just going crazy, as it looks like they are not. Jalen Johnson drops them off 4-1. Year 16 of the sim. Jordan definitely hitting that wall, going down from a 98 to a 93 in one season. It's definitely going to be tough. Bam's still here, but everyone is starting to get a little bit older. Richie Bass, 27.7 points per game. We missed playoffs yet again. Tough scene. Jarris Walker, for the first time, making it seem like Jordan did not have to carry the load. Finally, not being the highest scorer on the team. Yet again, Kings versus Bulls in the finals. Well, last year it was Kings versus the Pistons, but this year the Bulls do rout them, and LaMelo gets himself another finals MVP. Year 17 here. What is cracking in year 17 of the sim? The year is 2036. Let's see what's going on. Everybody's hitting that regression wall. Wow. Jordan at an 82 overall. Not a good look. So, do they still have Jordan starting, or is he coming off the bench now as kind of like that sixth man? Let's take a look. So, Jordan's coming off the bench as the seventh man, still getting 26 minutes per game. Cade Cunningham, MVP season. Looking at the player stats. Jordan, 12.1 points per game, nothing crazy. So let's just move into the next season, honestly, and see what's going on. Year 18 of the sim. That's fake Michael Jordan right there, Mike Jordan. Michael Jordan, 77 overall now. The Nets still do have him. I could see definitely some benefits to having an old Jordan on your team, kind of teaching some of the young guys the ropes. We do not make playoffs, though, so that is kind of tragic. Let's see how many points Jordan had. 5.6 per game at a 79 overall, so definitely could be worse. He is getting up there in age, like really up there in age. So I'd expect him to probably retire after this season. We got a Bulls versus a Pelicans finals here. So this is honestly anyone's finals if you ask me. As the Bulls end up sweeping 4-0. Michael Jordan could have had 3 rings if he would have stayed with this Bulls squad. Instead, he currently has 2. I would assume he's only going to get 2. But let's check out the retirements for this year. I don't see Michael Jordan upon this list. I do see Trigger Trey finally retiring. Let's look at the Hall of Fame inductees, because he would definitely be on there. Trae Young, Brandon Ingram, and Jaren Jackson. So he has not retired yet. Moving into year 19 of the sim. He is at a 75 overall, and he's in free agency. No surprise, no one picks him up. But his next team does make the finals without him, and they do get the championship. LeBron James Jr., Bronny, getting them another finals right there. It's kind of tragic that Jordan couldn't stay around one more year as the bench player and get another chip, get his third one, but hey, he had a good run. He got the city of Brooklyn the championship they needed, and he did his thing. So Jordan finally did retire, of course, making the Hall of Fame with a very good class. LaMelo, him, Zion, Cade Cunningham, and Luka Doncic. And I'm just going to kind of show you guys these all the stuff for him as I kind of talk for a second. If you guys made it this far throughout the video, you know the drill. Comment down below, as always, GOAT, GOAT in all capitals, so I know that you are a true Bean supporter, and you really rock with me like that. I appreciate all of you. I think I have an absolute banger coming out this weekend on Saturday, so stay tuned for that. I think you guys will really, really like it. It's a duo career sim, and I think it's going to be one of my best sims so far. I hope you guys all stay safe. Have a blessed day. I love y'all. Peace.